said, well, you really need the help and you deserve it. And it meant the world to me. They have been so supportive.
An SDPD homicide detective sharing her gratitude for support after her home suffered flood and mold damage. Hello, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. I am Wale Aliu. Detective Megan Hovde first noticed a small pool of water in her home back in October, but it was just the beginning of what would turn out to leave her and her dog displaced. Tonight, ABC 10 News reporter Ava Kirshner met with Hovde and shares how neighbors and friends are helping her pick up the pieces this holiday season.
It all started with this. It's a pin-sized hole in a pipe that led to a massive pool of water and mold beneath this entire subfloor. Megan Hovde was sleeping in this room for almost 2 months with daily headaches before she found the spores. Now her forever home has to get a remodel, whether she likes it or not.
Come on, Hank.
On the outside, Megan Hovde and her dog Hank's home is decorated for Christmas. But on the inside,
Obviously putting in new flooring, repairing the walls, at some point buying new furniture and clothes.
it's not her version of ready for the holidays.
But they're running the fans.
Plastic zipper containment doors and fans in almost every room.
I shined a flashlight through my vent and I could see about 10 inches of standing water. But with
In October, Megan discovered a leak coming from this tiny hole in her pipes.
it flooded the whole crawl space.
Standing water in the subfloor meant mold.
And I went to plug something in that outlet and the whole backside of my dresser was covered in mold.
She alerted her insurance company immediately, but since there isn't an exact time frame of when the leak started,
They said insurance is likely, like, we're not going to cover this.
What was your reaction when you heard that?
I was shocked, a little dumbfounded to say the least. But this is all mold.
her forever home transformed in an instant, with an estimated $50,000 of repair and restoration looming above her head.
You know, I have done a lot of work as I've lived here. It's my forever home, which is why, sorry. It's obviously been a very emotional time.
But her neighbors, coworkers, and friends aren't letting her or her loyal dog Hank go through it alone.
They offered me to stay in their home. I think I'm just used to doing things on my own. I will never not help someone else, but to have it returned to me is, I just feel so blessed with everybody that's rallied behind me.
One of Megan's teammates set up a GoFundMe for her to help with the repairs and replacing of the furniture and household items. If you would like to donate, we'll have a link to it in this story on 10news.com. Reporting in Claremont, Ava Kirshner, ABC 10 News.
It's assumed this time of year it's just too dry, too cold for mold to grow, but that's only the case outside. Nicolette Zangara tells us about a common way people get mold growth indoors this time of year.
Even though it's pretty dry this time of year, the outdoors still plays a big role in wintertime mold growth. If you don't cover your pipes properly, it takes just one to burst for it to create the perfect environment for mold to grow.
One company in the Ozarks says it received a handful of calls following holiday vacations last year when people forgot to cover their pipes before leaving.
You get something near, 0 degrees or something like that where pipes freeze, and once they start to thaw, then they burst, and then we get flooding type situation, and mold starts to grow, pretty rapidly.
It takes less than 72 hours for mold to start growing.
And the key with that is rapid remediation.
Dobrinick says crawl spaces and basements are typically where it begins. Keep an eye out for discoloration in floor joists, walls, and every nook and cranny. If you let it grow, get ready to write a big check.
Could be something small from 500 to, 20,000. It just depends on the extent of the damage.
And it's not just your home and wallet at risk, it's also your health. Mold is a common allergen in people, and it can cause additional respiratory issues. The World Health Organization reports 21% of asthma cases in the United States can be attributed to mold. Reporting in Springfield, Nicolette Zangara, KY3 News.
Wow, that is just an unbelievable situation there. Thank you, Emma. A Port Charlotte couple inherited this home after the wife's parents died, but all knew at 5 the home is now destroyed because of mold from Hurricane Ian. Wait News reporter Jolina Esperto is live in Port Charlotte outside the home. And Jolina, did the couple's insurance company ever come out to help out?
Lois, the insurance did give them money within 60 days, but they said that was not an amount that could even make a dent in how much it would cost to repair the damage Hurricane Ian did to their home. So after 2 years of going back and forth, once they finally believed they got an acceptable amount, they hired a home inspector to assess the damage. And, well, you had to put up this sign. It says warning mold, and you can't enter without a face mask. So they can't even live here right now. It's not even functional. And that left Susan and Ed heartbroken.
Susan Keefe and her husband, Ed Maldonado, were set to live out their retirement dream where they got married, at Susan's parents' home in Port Charlotte Village.
I've been visiting this park since I was 15, and we got married in this park, and we always knew we wanted to retire here. Yep.
Her parents passed down the home to them, and with it, a lifetime of memories and traditions.
Yep.
This was supposed to be it, yeah.
Your dream home.
Yeah.
Dream
Retirement home.
Yeah.
But their dream has become a nightmare. Like so many other homes, it was damaged by Hurricane Ian. The couple couldn't afford an inspection until they got their insurance money. So for 2 years after the storm, they stayed and they waited in their home.
Awful. I've been sick
We've been
a
both
lot.
actually pretty sick.
Yeah, we both had
So-
diagnosed with heart problems. I've been diagnosed with an ulcer, and we've been sick. Skin irritation and just breathing.
Yeah, we didn't put 2 and 2 together until now.
The CEO of Susan and Ed's insurance company, American Traditions, told me the money took so long to get to them because they hired their own public adjuster and private attorney after they thought their initial payment wasn't enough to cover the damage. And when they finally had a home inspector come after they got the amount of money they said they needed, he ripped out the walls in the living room, kitchen, bedrooms, and then stopped once they all realized their home wasn't salvageable. So now Susan and Ed fear they can't finish out their dream where they started it.
So now, no retirement.
So
Back to work
we
full
just don't know
time.
what to do now.
There's no money to do it.
And Susan said she did call back her insurance company once she realized her home was deemed a total loss. She is not ready to give up on it or where she lives. And if you take a look inside the home here, just through the windows so you could safely look at it, we see the damage. We see where the walls were ripped apart and why this place really isn't livable or functional anymore. Now, I'm live in Port Charlotte. Jolina Esperto, Wake News.